In regards of training, we're going to be just doing shoulders today. So we're not going to do abs, we're not going to do calves with that body part. Shoulders being a weak body part for me. It's something that I really want to focus on and bring up. So we're just going to get into the gym, be fueled up, absolutely obliterate the shoulders, then come out, recover with supplements and food, and that's it. So with that being said, I'm going to see you in the gym.
First exercise is a seated military press on a Smith machine. I start off every workout just making sure that I'm mentally prepared, and once you've got your head into the game, you'll want to get your body ready to go too by doing some warm-ups. Sometimes I like to do 2 warm-ups, sometimes it might be 4 or 5. So on this exercise we'll be doing 3 sets of around 8 to 10 repetitions, and you'll want to make sure that you add weight with each set, always going to failure. Now you may have noticed that I'm doing military press behind the neck, and this is an alternate form. I find this just really hits the outer delts just that little bit more. When doing this method, however, you want to make sure that you bring the bar down to the base of your skull. Don't come too far down, you're more prone to injury.
Marika's getting a pad now for this machine, because if you look, the handles are quite a far distance away from the actual bench there. So that's going to work predominantly your front delts. We want to work the front and outer delts here. So that's why we just put the pad in there, just so you can sit a little bit further forward.
So next we're going to do another form of shoulder press, and it'll be 3 sets of around 8 to 10 repetitions, but like I mentioned, this time we want to make sure we hit the front and outer delts. I like to stabilize myself by holding onto the rack with one arm, which prevents the opposite shoulder from dropping below the other. And remember, maintaining proper form is critical even while using machines. I do like to use an explosive manner on pushing movements like shoulders, as I find that I get more contraction out of the delts. So on my last set, I've decided to do that drop set to failure. I'm having my wife Marika strip the weight for me. This exercise is perfect to do drop sets because the weights can easily be taken off and quickly. This is important so the muscles don't have time to recover between the reps, you know.
Yeah.
Next we're doing side lateral raises, 3 sets of around 12 to 16 repetitions. I'm also doing 2 variations of the raise to make sure that I hit all shoulder heads and both muscle fibers. So each set of regular lateral raises will be followed up with a drop set where you choose a very light weight and you touch the dumbbells behind your back in order to really stretch the fascia of the delt muscles. Also make sure you keep your wrists rotated throughout the entire movement and pinch at the top, you know, rolling forward, and this will really isolate the delts. I am cheating a little bit, but I call this controlled cheating, just to make sure that I get the extra heavy weight up and I can really work on the negative a little bit. So try to maintain a rigid form and prevent the swinging as much as possible. Pretty much do as I say, not as I do. I'm experienced at this, and I just find that I get a better workout from doing this every now and again. Next we'll be doing dumbbell shrugs, 3 sets of anywhere between 12 and 20 repetitions. I'm just going to failure. I'm not counting the reps too much. I'm just going as heavy as I can, squeezing at the top, and make sure I hit failure. And because of the downward pressure of the shrug movement, your grip is generally the first to fail. So make sure you use straps on this exercise. It really helps eliminate the pressure from your hand. You want to accelerate up, pinch, hold for a moment at the top, and then come down in a slow and controlled manner.
So while I was doing shrugs, you'll notice what I do, I slightly lean forward and shrug. The main purpose is because I want to work a little bit further back over the traps. What we normally do is stand up straight, and then our next back exercise is normally bent right over like that. So we forget to get this angle. That's why I like to bend over slightly and just get that thickness in the upper back.
Next exercise we'll be doing is rear raises from a cable crossover position, and once again we'll be incorporating the FST7 training method. Initially I'll grab the connection point of the cable with my hands, but as the weight gets heavier I like to use wrist straps.
Okay, so what we're doing now is the FST7 training. So as I mentioned before, rear delts are a weak body part for me, as in looking weak. So this is where I incorporate the FST7 training, which is a 7 sets, back to back, only 30 seconds rest in between each set, knocking out about 15 reps to really push the blood into the muscle. And in between the sets, you're either squeezing the muscle for about 10-15 seconds, or you're stretching the muscle.
With each set, I switch which arm is on top, just to make sure that both are worked equally.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Alright, it's a Wednesday of the second week. We just did shoulders. I'm actually going to do calves and abs tomorrow because I've really got to go home and pack for a business trip tomorrow. We're flying down to LA, so I've got to pack my clothes, my food, my computer, paperwork, stuff like that. So I'm going to actually do my shoulders, my calves and my abs tomorrow. So now I'm going to have my shake and then do my cardio, pack for tomorrow, and I'll see you in the morning.
Come back tomorrow to see if we can cram 18 individual meals into my traveling cool bag.